Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome if you're new here. My name is Isra. Today I'm going to share with you the September energy update. September is going to be the eclipse season and there are two different eclipses happening. There's the lunar eclipse on September 7th happening in the sign of Pisces, and then there's a solar eclipse happening in the sign of Virgo on September 21st, which also coincides with the spring equinox in the southern hemisphere and the fall equinox in the northern hemisphere, and this is going to be a time of change. So the equinox is happening, I think, on the 20th or the 21st, and this is going to be a time of really reflecting on what changes, what things you want to make change of in your life. And there were a couple different messages that came through during when I was tuning in to the channeled reading. And if you're not aware of eclipses, this is a big time of change. And this is not only for the month of September, this sets the tone for the next 6 months. And with the energy of lunar eclipse, this is a full moon on steroids, meaning it's a big time of letting go. And this can be felt a month after, especially a month after. This is what I've observed. And what is it that you want to let go of in order to make space for what feels right for you? Meaning letting go of a person, a situation, a job maybe, or letting go of a certain belief holding you back from putting more of yourself out there, from really creating. And when I think of Pisces or Virgo energy, I think of perfectionism. There could be this overly analytical way of thinking from Virgo and looking at the details and maybe worrying about making mistakes. This perfectionistic tendency can be highly self-sabotaging, and so that's why it's so important to really reflect and to realize that these are beliefs that are not serving you in order for you to share yourself with the world. And there's this intelligence to Virgo energy. I think of the high priestess energy, and this energy is meant to be shared out there in the world. And so this way of thinking of, oh, maybe some people won't like what I'm sharing, or this thought of, who am I to share this? Or bringing whatever you're creating down as if it's not good enough. And it's always good enough when it comes from the heart. And so this is a time of stepping up. I think of the sacral energy. The sacral energy is connected to creativity, emotions, self-worth, sensuality, and really tapping into your sense of self-worth and coming face to face with those beliefs and saying, no, I am meant to share this with the world, even if these thoughts are coming through that you're not good enough, and then who am I to share this sort of imposter syndrome belief. Share with the world. Share it with the world because the world needs it. Start small. It doesn't have to be a big thing. You can create it just for yourself. In that process of creating, there is such a beautiful release of energy. In that process of creating, you actually feel uplifted, up-leveled. Just tune in and see how that feels for you. You don't immediately have to share, but believe me, especially if you have strong Virgo energy, do not hold back. I have a lot of Virgo energy, and I held myself back for so many years because I believed that it had to be a certain way. And one of the things, this is a second message, that really holds people back from sharing is comparison. Comparing yourself to what's already out there. There's the belief of, it's already out there, what's the point of me sharing this? Your frequency is unique to you. The people that you will attract are going to be also very different. So this message of whatever you're sharing, your art, your words, your wisdom, whatever it may be, it's going to resonate and click with the right people. This message might be already there out there 100 times, but it might not click in the same way unless you share it with the world. And so do not compare yourself, because this is diluting your energy. This is shrinking your energy. And you forget your brilliance. You forget how amazing you are. You are blindsided because of all these beliefs. These are all illusions. I think of the third eye chakra. It's like this block, almost like something blocking your vision to see clearly, to see the path, that you are so amazing. And yes, you are. And so if there's a belief coming up right now as I say this that's saying, no, she's not talking about me, then it is absolutely you. It is absolutely you. And I know this because I was in your position. I would hold myself back. Especially in my 20s, I would hold myself back because I had such low sense of self-worth that I just was afraid of putting myself out there and making a fool out of myself. I was afraid of people judging me and putting me down because I didn't know who I was. And so the next step is for you to know who you are. And in order to know who you are, you need to understand your strengths, your shadows, to understand what brings you joy and what's a non-negotiable when it comes to friendship, when it comes to partnership, and to be like, this is me and no one else can tell me who I am. One thing that's coming through is around family, around parents, and how that really impacts our nervous system and impacts our ability to see ourselves clearly in the mirror and who we are, our sense of self-worth, our identity, and how that impacts our ability to see ourselves clearly. And in order to reclaim your sense of self-worth, in order to reclaim what truly brings you joy and understanding that, it is by doing the inner work, the inner child work, understanding what beliefs are present in your subconscious mind. And that can be done through questions, asking yourself different questions, and then identifying the belief and then shifting it. With that process, emotions will arise, but that is how you liberate yourself. And with the eclipse season, there can be a sort of internal shakeup that is for your benefit in order to up-level you. The energy of Virgo, there's going to be a second Virgo new moon. The first one is happening August 23rd, and then the second one is September 21st, solar eclipse, which is a new moon on steroids. This is a whole new beginning. What is it that you are letting go of? And it's so important to let go of something in order to welcome in the new. In order for your growth and expansion to take place, you need to let go. And with that, a whole new you, a new identity is coming through. I think of the symbol of the butterfly, the metamorphosis from the caterpillar to the butterfly, transforming completely into a whole new you. And it depends on you and your willingness to let go. We are terrified of letting go sometimes because we think if we let go, then we might miss the boat on something, or we are afraid of just change in general. But with that, or that you might make a mistake, but with that, trusting the universe. Trust is a hard thing, depending on where you're at in your journey. Trusting the universe. Can I trust the universe? That is the masculine energy. Can I trust after all that has happened? Whatever happened in the past is of the past, and it does not mean it will repeat itself again. And this is something very, 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 very important to remember. And that whatever is happening for your highest good, for your highest growth. And this can be, again, difficult, but I invite you to trust, because with that trust, it makes for the process of letting go more easeful, and whatever is meant to flow like water into your life will flow, and abundance and on different levels will come through. Abundance in relationship, abundance in money, abundance in just what you are desiring in life. And these can be just simple words that I'm saying right now, but believe me, that is what is needed. Sometimes we resist this current. We're like, no, 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 I'm afraid, I'm afraid. Because the inner child has been through certain things, it can be difficult to let go. And I understand this very well. So when you truly understand that, okay, the universe has got my back, and even though it's a leap of faith to trust in this process, and that you will absolutely liberate yourself. So to recap, again, comparison, really letting go of that comparison, coming back to comparing not yourself to other people, but who you were before and who you are now. And you'll see how much growth that you've been through. Another message is around the body, detoxifying the body. Detoxifying is not only food. This can be very important because we're in the season of change, of spring or of fall. This is a time of detoxifying, maybe drinking celery juice, maybe removing certain foods from your diet, just for a short period of time in order to allow the body to clear up. With that, your third eye will become clear. You will see things from a clearer perspective. When you are constantly eating things that are not of a high vibrational frequency, for example, processed foods or chips or cake or whatever, and for me, I welcome that, by the way. I love comfort food. But having something where, for example, a green drink, to detoxify the body, chlorophyll, in order to see things from a clearer vision. With Virgo energy, it is connected to the digestive system. It is connected to digesting or processing emotions and allowing yourself to process those emotions and letting go of worry. Also, Virgo energy, worry, excessive worry, over worrying about certain things. But again, the energy of trust, really like bringing that energy of trust. How can I trust more? How can I trust the universe more? How can I ground more into my body and to trust that what will happen for my highest good? And really having that unwavering trust is going to be so deeply liberating. Another message is around being of service. Again, this is connected to sharing yourself out there with the world. You could do all the breath work, you could do meditation, you could do the embodiment work, but are you sharing what you know? Are you sharing that with the world? Whatever is coming in your mind, saying, well, it's already out there, what's the point? It's just going to be a waste of time. Have a laser focused way of sharing, and you will see how this will really change your life. And you might not know exactly what you want to share, but starting with small things. You could just start just recording yourself or writing something or whatever it may be, creating a course and just feeling into, okay, what feels good for me? Because sometimes we have ideas of what we want to do, but then it doesn't actually click. For example, going into university, I studied anthropology and psychology, and I loved it, but I actually never used it. Did I like it to such a maximum degree? Yes and no. But then one step at a time, you're shown where to go, because what you want might not be already out there. It is something that you need to be paving the way for yourself. With the energy of September, there is the beginning of the school year, and asking yourself, what do I want to learn? Where do I want to expand my knowledge? What certificate or what diploma do I want to get? It doesn't have to be that, but really seeing where you can grow yourself and planning out what it is that you'd like to have in the next 4 months, next 6 months. What do you want to create? This is a perfect time for that. There's this almost the moving of the wheels, especially that we're getting out of Mercury retrograde shadow period, which is on August 25th. Then you will feel that forward forward momentum towards creating, towards planning. What is it that I want to plan? So this is another journal prompt for you to write out. And one thing that I use in order to facilitate this process is drinking ceremonial grade cacao, which helps in connecting you to your intuition, to your inner wisdom, to your heart, and really brings you into that creativity, opens your throat chakra. Another message is around self-sacrifice. Be careful of overly giving. Give to yourself. Bring that energy back to yourself. And with Virgo and Pisces energy, there is this overgiving energy that may come through. I think when I think of Pisces, I think of very imaginative, maybe lost up in the clouds sometimes, very devotional, deep emotions. I think of devotional energy very much so, very sensual. Both Virgo and Pisces are very sensual signs. And so one thing that really comes through continuously is bring the energy back to yourself. Really take care of your body. Be careful of over giving to others that don't deserve it. And that's going to be, then you're going to be able to not be depleted. Because when we overgive and we don't give to ourselves, then we become resentful. And that resentment is not good for the body. It gets stored within the pancreas. It does get stored within the body, within the liver as well, the anger. So it's very important that you do become aware of giving to yourself, really maybe massaging the body. There's something called abhyanga in Ayurvedic practice, and that is massaging the whole body with oil, and that really calms the nervous system. So having a practice of meditation, of slowing down, of deep breathing, of taking your time when you shower, just like really becoming aware of the water as it comes onto your body and just connecting to your heart is very powerful. Now, I took out a couple of cards from the Healing Waters Oracle card deck. I took one card out and then a couple other cards from other card decks. And the card that I took out is the Sweet Waters. So this is the card. And the message is sensuality, romance, enjoyment, fertility, balance. So with this card, when I was looking at it and tuning in, I was thinking about the importance of just really taking care of your body, of connecting to your inner sensual energy, and just see the beauty that's around you. Sometimes we are so hyper-focused on maybe things that are not true in our life, the negative thoughts, and to see, wow, like I live in a beautiful home, or I live where I have a warm bed, people that are around me. And so really gratitude, that's the energy. It's like coming back to gratitude. And the other cards that I took out was from the Ancient Stones Oracle card deck from the same author, Rebecca Campbell. The first card is the Guardian Stone, Awakening, Progress, and Initiation. Again, seeing things from a clearer perspective. There's almost like this shattering of what you knew about yourself, about the world, and it's just like expansion of your vision. But I think of that because in the center there's the eye, the third eye, and I feel like there's this awakening and clarity coming through, and with that there's a new identity. And in the corner there are these elders praying. And so what is your prayer? And really connecting to that reverence. I think of, again, the high priestess energy, high priest energy, and just really connecting. What is your prayer? I pray to create more in this world, to share my truth with the world. And from going from the nitty-gritty details to seeing the greater perspective of things, the Virgo and Pisces energy. And that is something that's going to be like an intention, almost like, you know, arrow-focused kind of intention onto what you desire to bring through. And the second card is the cycle breaker. You'll get through this cycle ending. So when I think of cycle breaking, ancestral cycles, karmic cycles, and if you are going through a difficult time, you are the cycle breaker, you are the way shower, you are breaking through previous things that has been repeating itself for many generations within your lineage from either your mom or dad's side, and it ends with you. How powerful is that? To really see, like, wow, the gratitude in that, and that your ancestors are with you, your wise and well ancestors, really protecting you, uplifting you, and aiding you in this process, even if it feels like you're alone doing it maybe sometimes, that you are supported by the unseen. So again, trusting, coming back into your heart, and that the month of September is this time of really stepping into what can I create, what can I learn, and connecting to your heart always. And as I mentioned, one plant medicine that I use every single day or whenever I'm called to it is ceremonial grey cacao. I'm going to place it in the description box below if you're interested. Any questions about that, feel free to place the question in the comments section. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. It would mean the world to me, as well as liking this video. Thank you so much for watching, and wishing you an amazing and expansive and beautiful September.